Today we are going to be talking about how to build a side hustle that is going to finance your dream. So stick around for that. Make sure that you are following me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, website. Everything is at Hello Boss Teacher. You do not want to miss any of these sessions. Hi, Janice. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have people popping on social. We're on all platforms today. Facebook. Hi, Lady R. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the place you're going to learn how to build a side hustle. And I'm going to tell you exactly where this idea came from. So here's the story. I posted in my Instagram stories, and Instagram is the place to follow me, by the way. Hello, Boss Teacher. Like I said, I posted in my stories a few hours ago, yesterday, almost 24 hours. And I asked the question, what specifically, like what exactly is stopping you from accomplishing your dreams? Because I know all of the mental conversations I had in my head back in the day. I knew the things that I was telling myself. I knew what was holding me back. But I wanted to hear from you. And if you still want to share that with me, you can go ahead and put it in the comments, right? What exactly is stopping you from accomplishing your dreams? And I got two responses. The first response is money. The second one is support. So here's what I'm planning to do. For the next two lives that I'm due, so join me here at 12 noon Jamaica time, 1 p.m. Eastern. I think it's 10 a.m. PST, I believe. And it will be 5 p.m. GMT. Right, so convert that into your time zone. So for the next two lives, I'm going to be talking about those two things. What's stopping you from accomplishing your dreams? Today's topic is all about money, and I'm going to give you some strategies that you can use to overcome that. And tomorrow we're going to have a quick talk about support. Why is support important or not when it comes on to accomplishing your dreams, and exactly what you need to do to make those dreams come true, regardless of whether you are not, you have support or you have money. So let's jump into the first one. And remember, join me tomorrow for part 2. So the first thing is, what exactly is stopping you from fulfilling your dreams? Money. Now, backstory here, I wasn't born rich. I wasn't born wealthy. I wasn't born with a gold and silver, any kind of spoon in my mouth. I grew up poor, like most people I know, like the man I married, like a lot of my friends. I grew up ridiculously poor. Poor to the point when I remember we had our first toilet. We lived in an outside toilet, not lived, we used an outside toilet for the majority of my childhood until mommy was finally able to install a bathroom inside of the main house. And taking a bath outside in the cold at 5 a.m. in the morning to get to school is not pretty. Oh, just imagine the temperature at that hour in the morning. I wasn't born with a gold spoon in my mouth. Going through high school, there were still many, many days, more days than not, that we would have to borrow in order to send me to school. Like mommy would borrow money for my bus fare, lunch money, books, clothes, any extra thing I needed to pay for at school. Lord, I still don't know how she did it. Up to the point where I was in college. For the first few years that I was in college before I dropped out of NCU, I honestly don't know how mommy was able to pay for my school fee every single semester. I don't know. It's a miracle. I don't know what she did, but thanks be to God, it happened. I left with a huge student loan debt. That's another story. That's another story. And that student loan debt is completely paid off right now. So my prayer for everybody watching, if you have a student loan debt, I pray that it will miraculously disappear. Just saying. Ow! So I wasn't born rich. And up until my early mid 20s, I'm now 37. Up until my early to mid 20s, I still didn't know how I was going to survive financially. When my husband and I got married, my husband came from a similar background. So the both of us met each other poor. He was fresh out of college. How his mother sent him through college, that's another story. Our mothers are just so creative. Anyway, so he was fresh out of college. I was freshly dropped out of college. And we came together as just two poverty-stricken kids trying to figure out our way through life. We got married at 24. And even after we were married, we were still being supported by our parents. 24, big old adults. We could not afford to survive. We would borrow money from friends just to make it through the month. Right? And I'm telling you all of this to tell you that we got married at 24. We've been married for 13 years. 13 years. He's a year older than me. We've been married for 13 years. And let's say for the first 3 years of our marriage, can't remember exactly, but I'm assuming it was around that time, we were supported by our family still. We didn't know where the money was going to come from to pay rent next month. We were living on tin food, white rice, many days. And I shared this part before where we would, if we had any extra food, we both bring it to work and put it in the work fridge. We didn't have a fridge. We'd sometimes take tissue from the office bathroom to use. And this was in our mid-20s. This was like 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Not that far away. And we have always known that we were not going to struggle all our lives, right? That's just a matter of a fact. We decided that from very early. We didn't see how we were going to do it, but we knew it had to happen. Now, this is where I tell you all of that just to give you an understanding of where I'm coming from to where I am today. Because I'm not struggling the way I used to struggle 10 years ago. We are not struggling because we've done things, we've put things in place to ensure that those things do not hinder us from accomplishing our dreams. Now, understand this. You cannot let money stop you from going after your dreams, some other things that you truly believe that you want to accomplish in life. That's not an excuse, because the majority of millionaires today are all self-made, meaning that they were never born into wealth. Majority of them were born into poverty and they dragged themselves up out of the rut and they are walking millionaires. Now, hold on, I see something coming in. Hey, Crystal. I'm just seeing the chat from our other social platforms. So I'm saying that to say this. You don't need money to go after your dreams, to build wealth in order to support the life that you really want to live, right? Let me give you an example of how my husband and I started. And then I'm going to share with you some examples of what you can do in terms of building out a side hustle so you can use that side hustle to support your dreams. I was a hustler back in the day, pretty much a hustler. Before I quit my job and became this amazing influencer in this space as boss teacher, I was a hustler. Even though I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, I always knew that I didn't want to die poor. Couple things that I did. One, I wish I had my jewelry in here. I used to make jewelry out of coconut shell. Found out my husband had a skill. I said, yo, we need to make some money from this. We turned it into a business. I got trained at Jamaica Business Development Commission. And we were at every craft event all over Kingston and St. Andrew for about 2 years selling coconut jewelry. We would go down to Coronation Market, buy a whole crocus bag full of dried coconuts, come home, crack every single one, scrape them out. We'd have coconut jelly to last us for months. And when our freezer was full, we'd send some to the country to give our mom. I said, Mommy, we have too much coconut, you want some to cook your rice. That was how we did it. And we took the shells, we made them beautiful, turn them into pieces of jewelry, earrings, necklaces, bracelets. And we will sell those at craft events all over Kingston. Do you have a skill that you can turn into a business? This skill might not necessarily be what you're going to be using to bring an income in for the rest of your life. Because I know, as much as I was enjoying the whole process, I was having fun at these craft events. It was hard work. It was really hard work, but I had fun doing it. But as much as I knew, hi Lisa, as much as I knew that I was having fun with this thing, I also knew that I did not plan to make coconut jewelry for the rest of my life. That's something I knew for a fact. But for the 2 years that we did it, we enjoyed ourselves. And that money that we got from selling coconut jewelry, it was able to support us significantly. To the point where we ended up going on eBay, and instead of getting all of the raw materials from Coronation Market, we were buying stuff on eBay, and then we were repurposing them, mixing and matching and doing our own thing and mixing it in with all the materials we already had at home. If I go into my storeroom right now, there's still a box full of coconut shells that we haven't touched in over 7 years. And my husband decides he's not throwing them away because he has to make something from them. One day we're just going to dash them away. But that was a 2-year hustle. And that hustle helped us to come out of our rut. Right? So you have to take baby steps. Another hustle that I did was, I used to work on Retirement Road in Kingston. Anybody knows Retirement Road knows that the Jamaica Producers Factory is right along the stretch. Where I used to work were 2 buildings away. 2 buildings away from the Jamaica Producers Factory. And so when I'm passing the factory some mornings, I would pick up a box of turned bananas, almost ripe. Hi, Lisa. Oh, wait, yeah. I'd pick up a box of bananas, almost ripe, some more partially, kind of ripe, you could eat it. And I would walk with the box, not walk with the box, we had a little 50-year-old car. It wasn't 50, but it was really, really old. That would just throw it in the trunk, go into the office in the morning, and sell my coworkers bananas, make a small profit. In a few days, hi there. In a few days, when that box got empty, we'd stop by the factory again, buy another box, take it to my coworkers, sell them bananas. And as close as the factory was to us, nobody else thought of buying a box of bananas to sell. But here comes Julia every couple of days with a brand new box of bananas from the factory right next door. And I'm selling it to my coworkers for a profit. That was my hustle. Because I knew at some point I'm not going to have to sell bananas forever. Here's another hustle. I'm giving you all ideas, you know. So if you still work on a Retirement Road or anywhere in the Crossroads area, go get a box. I don't know if they still do it, but hey. Hey, Kathy. Kathy is on. I just asked you to say hello. Let me give you an example. I don't know where Kathy is going with this business. Kathy's Creations. Go follow her. Amazing jewelry. My ear cuff. I don't have on my ear cuff today, honey. But she does amazing jewelry. In the same way I made coconut jewelry, she makes jewelry with fancy wires. That's all I'm going to say. Copper wires, right? That's the word. What if you can start a business like that? Copper wires are all over the pharmacies. You can buy it. And if you even go on YouTube and learn how to use the little, what do you call those things? I don't remember. To turn them and fix them together. I've seen people just wrap them around their pencils and make something beautiful with them. Can you do that for a season and use the money, the income, the profit that you're making from that business to put into your dream? Because yes, you might not be doing jewelry forever. You might not be selling bananas forever. But that is step 1 to get to step 7. Because step 7 is where the dream is. You cannot, if you weren't born with gold spoon in your mouth, like 1% of the world, then you may not be able to take a step from 0 to 7 one time. You may have to go from step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7 before you get there. And so there are a lot of things along the way that you're going to have to do to build up the kind of money that you need that's going to build the dream life that you want. So here's what I'm going to suggest to you. I gave you a lot of examples already. These are some of the things that I did in the online space. Kathy said they're called round pliers. There you go. For the jewelry people. These are some of the things that I did in the online space. And this was as far back as 2014, 2015. Not that far away, like 5 years ago. I was going on freelance website on the internet, and this was long before internet income became a thing. I would be going on freelance websites online. I was on Fiverr. If you go on Fiverr now, you still should be able to find my Fiverr profile. I don't even remember what the name of it is, but it is there. I haven't taken it down. I was doing transcriptions for people on Fiverr. $5, $10, $15 transactions. And this is US dollars that we're talking about. And that money would go towards school. That money would go towards the investment account. That money would go towards rent, or that money would go towards buying food. It wasn't profit. It was money I needed to live. It was money I needed to survive. Right? That wasn't profit. I couldn't go and flaunt it anywhere. That was money that I needed to survive. Right? So when I would go on Fiverr and I'd get an order, I'd deliver the order, and I said the US $5 coming through. Right? That was not anything to go celebrate about. That because that's done. By the end of the month, it's done. Because the rent has to be paid. I have to find money to go to work. I have to find money to go to school in the night. And that's how you have to wing it until you get to the point, well, yeah, I can buy a bottle of wine now. I don't have to worry about that. So you can look for freelance website from like Fiverr. There are others out there like People Per Hour. That's one of my favorite, by the way. There's Freelancer. There was Upwork. I've been telling a lot of people about these things, but I'm told that Upwork is not the easiest to get access to right now. I don't know. You can try that out. But I was very, very active on peopleperhour.com. When everybody else was over on Freelancer, I was on People Per Hour taking up all of the deals. And my profile is still very much there. I went and looked at it the other day. And you create these accounts and you know that this is your hustle. This is not the dream, you know. This is not the dream. But this is what you are going to use right now to get the money, to pay off the loan, to save for the car, to put the down payment on the house, so that in another few years, you can start to live the dream. You cannot sit down and for 5 years, for 10 years and say, I don't have any money, so I can't go after this thing. I don't have any money, I'm broke. My salt, my dry up. You can't say that day in and day out. And then keep saying that for 2, 5, 10 years. You have to start ridiculously small and build your way up to it. By the time we were able to afford to save 5,000 Jamaican dollars, that's like 20, that's roughly about 30 US dollars. We could afford to save that up. That was luxury for us. And that was not money that was being saved to spend at the end of the year. At the end of the year, we evaluated and we decided, okay, so now that we have this lump sum, what are we going to do to increase the value of it? And we did that for a few years. And it took us 8 years to be able to save for the deposit on our home. But that's the baby step that I'm talking about. Lightning. Those are the baby steps that if I get cut off, guys, it's the weather. It's raining crazy outside. Those are the baby steps that I'm talking about, right? So don't give yourself the excuse and tell yourself that, I can't afford to go to the hotel this weekend. I can't afford to buy the bottle of wine. I can't afford to. No, you can't afford it because you've been telling yourself that for the past 10 years. So try to figure out what you can do on the side. No, we call it the 5 to 9. You have your 9 to 5 that you go to work in the day, right? And when you come home in the evening, you go to your 5 to 9. That is your side hustle. That is what you're going to use to generate the income to eventually be able to afford your dream. So guys, please, I'm begging you, don't let next year come and you're in the same position that you are today. Like August 12th next year should not see you in this very same position. I want you to take the challenge and go out there, find something. In Jamaican terms, we say, take your hand and turn fashion. Get creative with your hands, get creative with your skills, and see what you can do right now to generate some additional streams of income so you can put that down. It's not to spend. You're going to put that down somewhere and say, this is for all those things that I have pasted up on the vision board. Do that. Please make sure you're following me on all socials. I am at Hello Boss Teacher. And make sure that you join me tomorrow. The lightning is going crazy, guys. Make sure you join me tomorrow where I'm going to talk about the other aspect of really accomplishing your dreams, regardless, irrespective of whether you don't have any money or you don't have any support. That one is deep for me. So story time again tomorrow. We are going to talk story time again tomorrow. And if you're looking for support in how to figure out what that dream really is, what your purpose is, how you can walk into that full and abundant life, you definitely need to connect with me. Please send me a direct message and I'll have a free 30-minute chat with you, and we can talk it through, and so that your life can make a little bit more sense tomorrow morning. Would that be something that would make you happy? Like, what would that do for you if you were able to sit through and talk through and have a very clear, ridiculously clear plan of how you're going to move forward with accomplishing your dreams? Send me a direct message and let's talk. I'll see you tomorrow. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat as well, in the comments, and I'll see you tomorrow where we'll come back with part 2. All right, have a blessed day. All the best to you guys. Peace out.